What's up, YouTube? Hopefully somebody's hopping on here soon. Hopefully. Finally, the notifications are going out. That's cool. Thanks for the thumbs up. Wait a minute. Let's see. Yeah, we're supposed to have a major solar magnetic CEM or whatever CME or whatever the hell they call them. Hey, what's up, Tam? Yeah, we're supposed to have something happen tonight. Look out tonight. Go out on your front lawn or your back lawn and look up in the sky. You should, most likely in most of America, you'll be able to see northern lights tonight, they said. I think I heard that the other day on Dabu 77. And then I heard it again just a little while ago. So it'd probably be pretty cool to watch. Hopefully it starts early enough. I'm still on the live stream. I'll just reverse the cameras and we can look out and check it out and see what happens. Hey, how you guys doing? 3 on there already. Hit me with some thumbs up. I know Tammy's here, as you might have done it already. There's 2 other people. Wait a minute, wrong light. Get that one turned off. Wait a minute. Okay, seem to be right. Everything seems to be working all right for once. What was I going to say? Just heard, literally about an hour and a half ago, I guess it was, that Russia just took a big hit. What happened was Ukraine went in and bombed the shit out of their nuclear force. Their bombers took out 40% of their. Hey, who's that? How you doing? The real 4. How you been? How you doing? How you doing? Who's that? Darwin Cardenas. I can barely read this. Jacqueline, how you doing? Casey, how you doing? I was just talking about 2 things. One of them's the northern lights are supposed to be able to be seen throughout America tonight. Major magnetic storm. And the Aurora Borealis should be seen all the way, I think they said down to Florida, which is pretty darn far. They call them northern lights for a reason. They're usually, you can see them up, like if you're up in, Alaska, Canada, up there, you can usually see them. Could you see them in Connecticut? Yeah, you should be able to. Like I said, it's going to go all the way, supposedly, down to, like, Florida. Yeah, that far down, which is pretty amazing. It literally, they said the magnetic storm could blow out the power grid. I don't know whether it will or not, but evidently it's one of the stronger solar flares that came off the sun coming at us. And the other thing is Russia getting hit big time. I think they were getting ready to do something anyway, and Ukraine knew that. One thing was that Putin was rolling nukes nearer to the border. He has mobile launchers. They're getting ready to hit Ukraine big time. And I think Ukraine had to do what they had to do to try to prevent that. Plus, I still think you got the deep state over here involved over there in the Ukraine trying to trigger something. What's this say? I hope I can see the. You should be able. You're in Ohio. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll all be able to see it. And if we're not, maybe we'll see a mushroom cloud. Maybe Russia will launch a fireworks show for us, to pay back Ukraine. I mean, that's not even funny, but I'm laughing at it anyway because it's beyond our control. You know what? You can't even let shit bother you anymore. You just ride everything out and laugh. That's the only thing you got, What's that say? Yo, bro, can you say my name? Today's your birthday. Mark Holguin. Wait a minute. First off, happy birthday, dude. How old are you, by the way? Mark Holguin Game? Is that what it says? It's hard to read this. I don't have my glasses with me, so I think that's what it's saying. Oh, and I got a lot of. It's the other channel there, Tammy. There's a lot of new people roll on from that all at once. I think at one point or another, they basically set up that boost thing I was telling you about. Maybe. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way. Appreciate you. I forgot what else I was going to say about that. Iran, they're getting ready. They now have nuclear capability. People are starting to say that they can do something now, and Israel's getting ready to take them out to stop from a preemptive strike on Israel. It's about to get really scary here. Hey, that's kind of a bummer to talk about, but I don't know what else to. I'll talk about it anyway because I think people should have the right to know what's coming. If they don't, they should be. You have a right to know, and our government doesn't tell us shit. Let's be real about it. They tell us very little. Yeah, and yeah. By the way, Casey, yes, I think I said this already. You can see the Aurora Borealis tonight, probably in Connecticut. Now, there might be a problem if it's really, really cloudy. I don't know whether that would still make a difference, but I'd be pretty amazed if you weren't, because you're pretty far up north still. You probably would see them. Have you ever seen them before? Evidently, it's pretty cool. I think when I was young, I remember seeing them one time. Up in Alaska, they see them a lot. What's that? What time for the Aurora Borealis? I don't know. I'm thinking probably 8, 9 o'clock. Start looking for it. When it starts getting dark, I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. I just kept hearing about it all day long, bits and pieces about it. But just keep checking. Probably might be going all night. Evidently, it's a really bad solar flare or solar storm. What's that? Me too. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, by the way, just so you know, there's 2 live streams going on simultaneously. I got the one over there, Legends and Tales of Josie Wales, and the other one is Preacher Pale Rider. That's why I'm hopping back and forth. I'm looking at both phones. Both of the phones are sitting in my windshield here. What's that over there? Okay, notification or something. Tammy came over the other side. Cool. I'm wondering if they sent out my notifications for Legends, because I didn't see anybody come up over there. What else is new? Or they'll probably send it out 25 minutes late when it's like 3/4 of the darn thing's over. What's that? Oh, you got the notification? Good. Did you guys, Casey and all you guys, get a notification for both channels? Yeah, I thought I saw 2 of them come out. I'm drinking coconut water. I'm dehydrated as hell today. This stuff's the bomb. If you're ever feeling beat, this has got all kinds of. It's better than Gatorade, in my opinion. Coconut water. And well, there he is, Fred Hinkle in the house. How you been, dude? How's Indiana looking right about now? Corn growing fast out there, Fred? I was just telling them tonight there's supposed to be a Aurora Borealis or Northern Lights. That's cool. Yeah. I think as soon as it gets dark, start checking it out. I'm sitting in here in my car for this reason. Well, I usually do live streams a lot of times out in the car, but this way I can just flip the screen around. You'll be able to look out into the sky, you know, and see it if anything weird happens. Ah, there you go. You see it up here? That's actually the street light on the other channel. Let me see if I can. Wait, why is this so? Can't get up. Huh. On the Legends channel, if you look up top, you can see the street light behind me. I thought for a minute there was some kind of Aurora Borealis going on there now. So let me see something here. Yeah, look how bright that street light is up there. You guys over here probably can't even see that on the other phone. What's this? Hey, how you doing? Yep. We were just talking about there's going to be northern lights tonight over most of America, all the way. I thought I heard all the way down to Florida. That's pretty darn far. Usually can't see them past like Canada and maybe some of the northern states like Minnesota and up near the Canadian border. But tonight, evidently, supposedly, I'm kind of waiting and hoping we'll be able to see them. What's this say? What's that? Our corn is 4 inches tall. Tammy, you got corn in your garden? That's the one thing it takes a lot of room to really get any sufficient crop out of it if you're just having a little garden. But I've tried to do it, and I've grown corn. The problem is I had a small garden when I was doing it, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 plants, and might have got out of that 2 or 3 decent ears of corn. Okay, yeah. So you said earlier your radishes are growing quick. They only take about 45 days, by the way, I think. They grow fast. And the good thing about radishes for your garden, you can, as soon as you're pulling the ones up, you can start putting in another round of them to get you through to the end of the season. Soybean last year, so corn this year. Yeah, but are you, you're not growing corn, are you? Or soybean? I thought you didn't like soybean. You were allergic to it. Tammy, didn't you tell me that at one point? Or are you talking about the field next to you? It's a Tuesday on, we were going to get smoke from Canada. Yeah. Your forest fires? Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what, last year or something, you could see the smoke right out here in the parking lot where I'm at now. Almost, it was like a haze. And that was all the way from up near, what was it, Montreal or Toronto or something. There was like fires. I think it was, it was more like in the middle of Canada. And we had smoke down here. I'm in Delaware. I'm in northern Delaware. That's a distance that shit travel. It's just showing you that air pollution and everything else is going worldwide. Gets up in the jet stream. So if somebody is stupid enough to launch a nuke, we're all going to have a problem. You know? Who's that? Undercover Judger? Is that what it says? Can I get a happy birthday about... What's that? Oh, happy birthday shout out for Finger my ass. Yeah, that's pretty funny, dude. I get humorous. Finger my ass. What's it say over here? Yeah, they're trolls, but at least you had something funny to say. What's that? You don't, popcorn? Yeah. The farmers, yep. Yeah, so, anyway, probably right now it's getting kind of dark out. Should be able to see No, thank you, dude. You have a good night too. I'm just trying to rehydrate. I've been driving. My air conditioning in my car isn't working, and I'm driving all frickin' day. I do DoorDash on top of working in Frawley Stadium, and I'm just I'm depleted. I feel like earlier today I felt like I was going to pass out just from, I guess, all my electrolytes are sweated out of me. What's this say? So, Fred, what did you hear anything about the Northern Lights? What time did you hear? I don't know that they even set a time, because I think it could happen. It's like waves of solar radiation coming in. So I don't know how you could time it or when it. They probably know. They ain't sharing it. I didn't hear anything about when. Wait a minute. Scientists find major Earth system something. Wait a minute. Major Earth system are on the verge of total collapse. Something came across another scare tactic from our scientists. But probably the truth, unfortunately. What's wrong with the AC? Oh, the condenser, I think. I'm not sure. I bought some, what do you call that? Not Freon, but stuff they use nowadays for it. They tried to put it in, but the condenser, the belt wasn't, something was wrong with it. I don't, basically you're asking the wrong guy, but they said I had to get the condenser fixed. So I got the old-fashioned air conditioning, roll down both windows and do 55 miles an hour. Tends to cool you off a little bit. So, anyway, would you like that answer? Poor man's air conditioning. That or, a block of ice with a fan in front of it. That's for the house, My uncle told me that. And actually, there is a way to do that. Make a kind of a household air conditioner if you're ever stuck. But it's not very good. I mean, it works a little bit. At least the way I did it didn't work that great. But he was an inventor of other shit, so he probably knew the right way to do it. And I was just... It does work? Okay. Yeah, I thought it probably did. I mean, cooled it off a little bit. But my uncle, this is no bullshit. He literally helped invent the Questar telescope. And even as an old man, he was like a genius, my Uncle Joe. And he worked on a 100 mile per gallon carburetor way back. It was based on the Pogue engine or something. I'm not sure. He had his partner that he was working with for this had written a book on it. And guess what? This is way back in 50s or whatever it was. Way back. Way before I was even born. And the oil companies burned the other dude's house down. Luckily, my uncle's name was in the book, but it only gave the first name of him. It said my assistant Joe, is what the guy wrote. And that he's lucky because it probably came after him, too. What else was it? I'll tell you what. Right now, actually, it's getting fucking hot in here. Let's see if I can feel any. That's better. I had the windows up. This gives off a little bit of heat. Can you guys see me all right, or is it like pitch dark? That's all right, right? What else we got? So, Fred, what, I already asked you that. Huh. I'm wondering if the notices went out. There's what have we got, about 5 people on the one and 3 on the other, which I think is only 2, actually. Yeah, it's 2. You can see, yeah. It's a little bit cooler. I think that's just my imagination. I got the windows open. That's what's cooling me off. But these things kind of, the lights here, They're like in my eyes, sort of. Uh, was literally going to do a walking live stream, just walk around the neighborhood, double live. I did that before. It was actually kind of cool at nighttime. And just there ain't much to talk about right now. Waiting for the light show. Yeah, I have a weird feeling though that we're probably going to experience something like what Europe just went through. Spain and a couple other countries, evidently their power grid went down for, I guess, 24 hours or a day or two. I think it's the elites basically putting us in our place. Watch, they're gonna shut stuff down, try to scare the shit out of everybody. So we'll start being compliant to their new digital money to bring it online, because that'll be the next thing when they want to get rid of cash money. We were just talking about this today. Me and Tammy was talking to her. She said the zoo where she's at doesn't take cash money anymore, and there's a lot of places starting to do that. That's bullshit. You know, cash is king in my book, man. It's crazy that they're doing that, you know. So, what's going on here? Oh, already running low on battery on here. There we go. Yeah, right. Yeah, I wouldn't consent to it either. Here's the deal. They want to take your ability to have anything in life away from you, any kind of power or anything. In my opinion, that's what's going on. They're trying to bring about new rules. I just heard that something was happening with the WHO, World Health Organization. They're basically trying to, and matter of fact, we were just talking about this too a minute ago, that they're trying to tell the world what to do in the next pandemic. I think that's for everybody to decide on their own. You know, tell me to take this or do that, or, you know, oh, but you're in danger. And so, you know what? They never stopped anybody from, drinking, and I don't know. There's a million things out there they can be worrying about, right? But they're going to hassle you because you won't take a certain shot or do this, and try to take your job away from you or penalize you somehow in society. And it's bullshit. I have no time for that. What's that? They can't have my soul. It's God's. Exactly. That's the whole thing, too. Basically, it's a spiritual warfare that's happening on us, on humanity right now. And it's actually ramping up a lot. I noticed they're getting desperate because time's coming close to the end here, I think. And more and more strange shit keeps happening. And if you keep sitting there and denying that there's something going on that we don't completely understand, but if you open the Bible and look at some of the stuff, it's amazing how close these predictions are coming. So I think you're a fool if you don't at least think about that, because we're definitely, like, the clock is like 1 minute to midnight, in my opinion, and people are going to pay big time. Let me see something here. It's almost getting a little too dark now. Wait a minute. See how much battery I got on this. All right, cool. All right. I'll put one of these on the... My old car used to have a light further over. It wasn't... This is like right in my face almost. But otherwise, it's too damn dark. Looks as if there's nobody even on this other stream. I think I'm going to shut this one. Fred, hop over to the Legends and Tales one. Yeah, I'll just do the one live stream. And now we got 2 people on there. I don't see any of the normal crowd rolling in, so I'm thinking that they might have sent out a couple notifications. You got one, Tammy, only because I sent it through the different way. Through the what's that? Money cannot buy happiness. Yo, how you doing? I've seen you before. How you been? And that's the truth, by the way. Yes, I am. Yeah, obviously being shadow banned. It's been happening for quite some time. What made you? What's it say? 16 bald eagle man, or J6 bald eagle man. Sean American Rebel. There you go. Yeah, you know what? J6, that was ridiculous. They left them guys, they were basically in prison for walking into the building that their tax money paid. They didn't do any massive damage like later on. There was another group of, what's this say? It was, what's that? 95 2 days ago. Yeah, yeah. Where are you at? Out here it wasn't that bad. Are you in America? Exactly. They let those people in on J6. You know, the cops moved the barriers. It's a setup that they needed something to go after Trump about. And you know what? I am so sick and tired of all this nonsense, because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are suffering the consequences. Both sides, the elites and the Republicans and the Democrats, doesn't affect them. They're going about their business, making money hand over fist, doing what they want, and we pay the price every time. You know? Oh, you're in Los Angeles. Okay. Yeah, I can see it was probably hot. You know what? Be careful. I heard a major quake may happen today because of that solar storm. It's like a severe CME. By the way, right now, even my head is pounding. Like right behind, I have sinus pressure and shit. And it could be from that because, what's it say? Yes, there's a guy wearing a red, white, and blue bald eagle suit. And it had right where the cop started abusing people. No shit. What was that, during J6? Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, that shit was nuts. They made a federal case out of that, dragged it out, but they wouldn't show you all the evidence. Look, if you're going to throw these American citizens into the jailhouse, you better be prepared to show why you're doing that. They were hiding film footage. They weren't showing everything, which is bullshit, because it was political warfare back and forth. And meanwhile, again, the American citizens suffer. What's that? Who's that? Viva Mexico. Hola. Nothing wrong with Mexico. I have a lot of Mexican friends. I've worked over in Wilmington where the whole crew was almost Mexican. They were teaching me Spanish and I was teaching them English. You know what? Here's the deal. Any of them that came over here, most of them just wanted a better life for themselves, and any one of us would have probably took the chance and done the same thing. So I don't feel a whole lot of anger towards somebody jumping across the border. They should do it the right way, but I understand why they did it. You know? You probably would too if you were in their shoes. That's all I'm saying. What's it say? What, the whole scam, yeah? Yeah, oh, J6 was it? Yeah. Yeah, it was completely orchestrated. Wait a minute. People are, what's that, are quiet or say one thing doesn't mean they actually believe it. Yeah. Right? Some people don't have the guts to speak out and take a stand on anything too. That's where the problem lies. Sometimes if something's bothering you and you feel that some unfairness going on, step forward and do something about it and let the chips fall where they may. And you might say, well, yeah, you might really put yourself in the hurt box. Yeah, shit, yeah, you will probably. But you know what? It probably suck later on too if you don't fucking do anything and another situation arises where someone like Hitler comes into power. Nobody said no. You know what I mean? Nobody tried to stop any of it. The sheep will just ignore the truth. Exactly. It's easier to hide your head in the sand like an ostrich. 90% of... Yeah, they do. But again, 90% know. You're saying 90% know the population knows what's up. Right. But only 10% will stand and get some guts up. If we all start standing up, they can't do the bullshit to us that they're trying to. More people deported in California. Hey, what's up, Red Dawn? How you been? Yeah, it's just sad because you know what the worst thing about all this is? At the end of the day, you go to any country, the people are basically the same inside. They want to be left alone, live their life, pursue the happiness, you know, be able to have a decent life for them and their family, and they can't do it because the elites want to make sure nobody can do that. They want to pit one group against the other, have us kill each other off, and then they'll inherit the earth, except for that's ass backwards. God's got it the right way. The meek will inherit the earth. When all this shit comes to pass, you watch. The script's going to get flipped. And all these rich people are going to be poor. They're going to have nothing. I'm talking spiritually. What's that? YouTubers suck. What's that? YouTubers sucks. I hate making videos on here. Yeah, I know. I agree there, Red Dawn. You know what doesn't make any sense? I'm putting up the same type of videos for a while, and at one point, they're getting, you know, a couple thousand views sometimes. Now they're getting like 100 views. So whether it's the material or I'm basically doing things the same way, but I think it's because I honestly believe I'm shadow banned, and they just, in other words, my videos start taking off. When you look at the, I don't know what you call it, in the, what's that app called? What's it say? Yes, exactly. They got to be more fair. Exactly. It's exactly the truth there. Money can't buy you love. Or money can't buy you happiness. Started thinking of the Beatles song there. Yeah, they got to be a little more fair because it doesn't make any sense. There's something wrong with the algorithm, or actually I think today I thought I heard they were changing the algorithm again. I don't know why they're messing with it. Obviously they think there's a problem if they got to keep changing it. Something's up. What's this? I was coding. I said YouTubers. What's that? Said stop ghosting my comment. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's another thing. A lot of people's comments aren't showing up, or they're disappearing minutes after you. Did you ever go to somebody's video and try to comment, and all of a sudden it's gone? Hey, what's up, Doc? How you doing? Good to see you. You know, they'll go back and just erase your comment. Sometimes it has nothing to do with it. It's not even controversial or anything, and they're still erasing it. Why? What the hell is going on? I think that's part of the globalist agenda, in my opinion, is to cut us all off from each other. Less communication. this is the way I look at this. Now, maybe it's crazy talk, but I don't think so. I really think they're trying to break humanity down so they can control us better. And one thing is to keep separating you and causing animosity between everybody. So basically, you have no support system as they're applying more pressure from society on you and everybody else in society, so they can have their little civil wars and whatever the hell else to keep us under their thumb. And here's a wait a minute. Let me see something here. Updated again. Yeah, yep. The algorithm's messed up. 100%. TikTok is kicking accounts for being conservative. Really? I mean, that's nuts. Why can't you, whatever happened to freedom? Why can't, you can either be conservative, you can be liberal, whatever the hell you want. Why is there got to be groups? And again, that's exactly what I'm talking about, because they're trying to pit one side against the other. There's only a small amount of elites making these rules up at the top to keep us under the thumb. As long as we're fighting among ourselves, we can't stop the bullshit that's going on in this world. You know? That's the truth. Yeah, I'm making shorts, a lot of shorts for a while on YouTube, and they were doing good, but every now and then I think they get pissed off. So I tend to speak the truth. Sometimes I go off because I get tired of trying to talk in code and all this. It's ridiculous. What's it say? Wouldn't doubt it because TikTok is Chinese. You're right. One of my followers has 30,000, and he had to make over 8 new accounts, women, and builds his numbers up again. Why? They were taking them down? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Tammy. Yep, government's got to stay out of everybody's business. Real white rabbit. You see, it's not even like they're not even trying to hide. It has nothing to do with hiding the truth anymore. I'm telling you. This is all ties in with you have to wear your muzzle. Your grandma's going to die if you don't, stand 6 feet back from humanity. So you can't have any kind of contact. They want to isolate. They want to quarantine. You got to go into quarantine. You see what I'm saying? It's all to fuck with your minds. And they're still doing it any way they can to break us down. That's my honest belief, that I think it's government trying to control us. Trying to push their agenda down our throat. Let's see. I never had a TikTok account. I had one for about 2 days. I didn't really care for it. Mickey Mouse BS games. You're right there, Tammy. White Rabbit is poop talk. He has so many trolls. Wait a minute. He has so many trolls mass reporting him. Yeah, exactly. And again, why are those people doing that? What joy do they get out of going running around reporting people? That's like Nazi Germany, where rat out your family if they're, they had the kids ratting out their parents back in World War II. Hitler was rounding up people, divide and conquer. It's what it simply comes down to, divide and conquer, Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I had it for about 2 days. I just couldn't deal with it. Yeah, exactly. Right. Speaking of the Soviet Union there, Doc, did you hear that Russia's nuclear arsenal got cut in half today? Or nearly. Their bombers did anyway. They got the shit bombed out of them. Evidently, a first strike happened on Russia. I'm hoping it was only conventional weapons. drones. I think it was drones that blew up a bunch of their nuclear bombers. The reason they did that was the first strike because Russia was moving. I heard that they were moving mobile missile launchers closer to Ukraine. Now, I'm not sure. I heard this secondhand about that part of it, but I did hear that Russia took a beating today. What's this say? Ukrainian drone. Yeah, Ukrainian drones. You heard about? Yep. That's right. That's the thing. What's views on TikTok? Usually a lot more, but then you're there. You know what I mean. Did you hear about the terrorist attack in Colorado? No, I didn't. What happened there? Yeah, ceasefire is pretty much up in smoke. What happened up in Colorado? I didn't. Was that just recent? I didn't hear anything about that. I tell you what, there's evidently a stronghold up in Colorado of terrorists, or they seem to be heading up in that area because they just kicked out the Tren Aragua gangs out of there, and there was other things going on that they were concerned about. What's it say? And the weird thing about TikTok, even though the Chinese owned it, I think they are more freedom of speech and way less. Yeah, exactly. Shadow banning. Yeah, because you know why? I got this sneaking suspicion they're working together to conquer, to break down everybody and take all our rights. It's weird. They're flipping the script that, like, TikTok's got more rights than we do over here with YouTube. But something's going on big time, put it that way. And they're keeping us in the dark and confused, having to second guess everything. It's like during COVID when 1 week they're telling you, oh, do this, and then next week, no, don't do this. It was constantly gaslighting you, telling you different things and changing shit, and 2 masks now no mask, now take 2 boosters and call me in the morning, that kind of, every kind of bullshit thing. And the doctors that stood up and the ones that went along with this, I've lost respect for doctors in general, unfortunately, because too many of them are on the take. They're getting paid to shut up. Yeah, because they could lose their license. I get it up to a point. But what good are you if you're just sitting there watching your countrymen go through the bullshit, and you can at least speak up and maybe stop it. Pfizer free, exactly. It's a Thomas Robertson, D.C. Metro body cam. Approximately 16 minutes. Is a bald eagle, man. Never saw that. Yeah, I ain't about to take any of their shots that they're trying to. Here's the deal: when you got to start offering, they were offering all kinds of bonuses and benefits to get the shot, and you can win a cheeseburger at Burger King, or you get this, or a brand new car. It's like, let's make a deal. What's up with that? It's a medication. Since when did we start having to, like, bribe people to take that, number one? And number two, why are you trying to take people's livelihoods away? Because they wouldn't. You know? I couldn't understand all that shit. You know? Yeah, I could, but I'm not going to go there. It's the big push. You're right. COVID was the big move. Right. Exactly. They don't want to let go of it, too. It's dead in the water, and they're still trying to revive it and bring it back. They literally said, I think it was today or yesterday, I heard, oh, they found a bunch of COVID in the sewers. I think it might have been out in California or something. Well, guess what? I ain't going to be playing in the sewers, so you don't have to worry about it. You know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck are you looking in the sewers for? Yeah, there's probably salmonella and a million other fucking diseases down there. because that means somebody had COVID, so now we got to quarantine the whole block. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to isolate people again. Oh, it's in this. It's in their sewer water. That's a fucking scam. They were doing that back during the beginning of COVID. The other time they started doing that in China. They're bringing the same tactics over here. They also probably start bringing, if it gets bad again, those drones that flew over were spraying Lysol, or I don't know if it was Lysol, some kind of disinfectant they were saying. It's probably poison they're spraying down on people. Locking them in their house by nailing the doors shut. That's a that's a hell of a cure. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. I don't trust doctors anymore. It's about the money. Everybody's so corrupted. It's all about the money anymore. They found it. Yeah, go figure. Wonder what that was doing in there. No, but for real, they're what's it? Work maintenance or housekeeping? Yeah. Well, you got to take the jab. Are they doing that again out in California? Yeah. Well, actually, I applied for work. It was in a retirement home. It was actually a really good job money-wise. I wouldn't take it because they wanted me to get a shot. Take the thing. I lost out, but too many people died suddenly. Actually, I had a video up about a week ago. I found it in my archives. It was actually, I don't think I ever released it. And it was from a couple years ago when that shit was going on. People were dying suddenly. It was kind of humorous. I'm probably going to put it back up. It'll probably get me a strike maybe, but it was funny, I thought. It was basically, I can't even say. Yeah, maybe I'll put it back up. Keep an eye out. It'll be in the shorts. Because it's such a fraud. They had everybody scared out of their mind. And the fact that these platforms are going right along to get along, playing the game and lying to us, we should fucking not let them get away with that. And yeah, there is things we can do. We can fucking go after them, sue the shit out of these platforms for taking our freedom of speech away, Something needs to be done. And I thought Trump was going to work on that, about getting our, rights to talk and speak, and hopefully something gets done about it because it's ridiculous. What's this? Everyone is getting early dementia from the vaccine. Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's a Hegelian dialectic. They come up with the problem, solution, reaction, or do I have that backwards? Problem, reaction, solution, or basically they win on all ends. They create the thing, they make the money off the thing, and it's a scam. Yep. Yeah, Tammy's extremely smart there. You'd be surprised. I mean, I've talked to her. Some of the stuff she says blows my mind. What's it say? They made us smarter by making us pay attention. Yeah, so in a way, even though we went through all this shit, maybe it's a blessing because it got so obvious that people realized they're trying to suppress us, and it made people pay more attention. So it backfired. Maybe that was God's plan. Because if you think about it, they were rolling right along in the beginning when COVID, it was getting kind of like really scary for a little while. They almost had everybody hypnotized into just doing what they said. And now people are at least questioning things. Yo, what's up, Doyle? How you been? Exactly. Don't ignore it. And that's the problem. They're sneaking in little laws here and there to get their way, and nobody's even paying much attention to it. And part of the problem is they're releasing these laws at midnight, and 400, 500 page things before they pass it, so that people can't read into it and find out what they're hiding in the bills. Yeah, so that's how they're getting over on us. And as basically as people or as citizens, we're not paying close enough attention to our school systems and our basically they're indoctrination centers. Nobody's getting taught anymore. They're getting brainwashed to a way of thinking. What's that say? Trump said the cities promoting Pride Month will be defunct. Yeah, I mean, wait a minute. Why are you throwing a Pride parade for one group? You'd have to do it for everybody, to be fair. Can you have a Christian Pride one? Or, you see what I'm saying? No, you can't, because they would flip out. I'm just saying, you know. In California, if a criminal is driving over 50 miles an hour, the police cannot chase. Does that make sense? Yeah. How do you stop? What if he's going 55 miles an hour and running people over? They're not allowed to chase him down? What if he's purposely just riding through a crowd, but he's doing 60, so you gotta leave him go, right? That's a great law, isn't it? California again. Home of the knuckleheads. the people over there in politics need to go. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi and all of them. Who's the other clown over there? Word salad girl. What's her name? Harris. Adam. What the hell's that other pencil neck guy? Adam. Drawing a blank. He's not even worth remembering. Schiff, thank you. Adam Schiff. And don't forget Maxine Dirty Toilet Waters, I call her. Maxine Waters. Yeah. In California, what's this? All the criminals are stealing. Yeah, you can go up to like 999. Nothing is being done. Right. Exactly, dude. You're right, Jeff. They were allowed, I think, like, there was a point where if they went over $999, then they could get charged. So every day you could go in and steal like $999 and stop if you could figure out, or you could just take as much as you want up to a certain point, and they wouldn't do shit about it. Slap on the wrist at best. Maxine Waters, yep. Yeah, she was telling people to go out and get in Trump's face and Trump supporters, and that's inciting violence. That was really done there. Do you remember Trump saying anything like that? No, but they acted like he was, during the actual J6 moment, he said, don't do anything. He basically said the exact opposite. He said, go down there because you know what? It's your right to know what's going on over in the people's, it's called the People's House for a reason. Our tax money pay for it. And he says, go keep an eye out. But he didn't say anything about destroy shit and break in. Not that I heard. I went over and over it, watching videos and everything on it. They were lying through their teeth. In California, all the criminals are stealing from the stores. Nothing. Yeah, that's right. And if they're not stealing from the stores, they're shitting in the streets. And you know what? That they're worried about COVID, right? But you can go shit on the sidewalk and not worry about any kind of disease getting, typhus or some other kind of shit spreading throughout society from people defecating everywhere in the city. How fucked up is that? But make sure you're wearing masks when you're taking a dump, so you don't, give anybody any COVID. What kind of bullshit is that? Nothing makes any sense. They didn't stop that. The only time they stopped long enough to clean that shit up was when Xi Jinping came over from China, and all of a sudden the streets of San Francisco looked like they were paved in gold again. They were polishing everything, cleaned up everything, and literally bust all the homeless out of town. I mean, come on. They wouldn't do that for the American president if he came out there. Why are they doing it for China's president? What other business allows employees to say no to their boss? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you can say no to your boss, but if your boss now tells you to go out and get jabbed, you got to listen or you're going to lose your job. Yeah, that's your body. That's, you know what? That's raping someone with a needle. If they don't want that and you're forcing it on them, it's kind of like rape, isn't it? Think about it for a moment. You know, you're forcing something on somebody, putting it in their body. It's kind of fucked up. If they don't want it, they have the right to say no. Newsom's the other clown. I couldn't think of his name. As Pelosi was caught with no face to. Yeah. Well, you know what? Newsom's actually Pelosi's nephew. You know, it's like keeping all the power in the family too. Notice how they're all connected. And you go back with all the presidents and everything, and they're all related. It all goes back to the family trees all go back to Queen of England and everything. It's really pretty disturbing how power seemed to keep in power all the time, and there's never any new people coming in to change the way things are done. It's stale. You know, there's no new ideas because it's been the same, basically oligarchy or whatever you want to call it. It's been the same for decades and decades, and we got to listen to what these elites say. Fuck, it's time to flip the script. Newsom removed 1,400 tents in Oakland, California. They bust a lot of, what's that, homeless to my small town, and they vandalize stuff here. But you know what's crazy? I heard that someone told me, and I don't know what, I'd like to look this up further, that literally out there, they bust a bunch of them out into the desert, dropped them off, and left them homeless, middle of the desert. Now, if there's any truth to that, that's really screwed up. In California, criminals steal from the stores and sell in front of them. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'll say one thing for the Korean shop owners out there. They ain't taking that shit. They were on the rooftops during the riots with guns firing back. You know what I mean? That might be the only way you can stop this shit is to stand up. It's a shame, but it's coming down to the point where people get more and more animalistic. They don't give a shit. They'd steal the copper pennies off a dead guy's eyes, you know? You frickin' thieves. Reminds me of that song Taxman. But what's this say? Something come across the screen there. Yeah, that would help. Thank you, Doc. Really. Like and subscribe would be awesome if you guys could subscribe to me. They've been suppressing me big time for a while. And it's only because I get so fed up sometimes, I just let it rip. I did a video, I guess it was about a week ago now almost. I was so pissed off I didn't put anything out hardly for the last few days. I'm usually, every day I've been firing out something, but I'm kind of tired of it. What's this? 1 by land, 2 by sea, 3 by air. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's just, it's ridiculous because I about flipped out like a week ago. Just went on a tear. And, you know, everything I said, there was truth to it. Now, I went overboard sometimes. I used some foul language in it, which maybe I shouldn't. But it's because I was up to here with the bullshit. You know? It's frustrating. And one thing I know is they shadow banned it, so I retitled it and put it back out a second time. I think I took the second one down today. But I was determined that I'll just keep firing out something and they could take me down at that point. I'm just getting tired of not being able to say, what needs to be said. Tiptoeing around all the time. It's ridiculous. So how you been, Doc? I see you for a little while there. Oh, you know what? Anybody seen Amir? I haven't seen him now in a month. He's not been on either one of the live streams. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him. And I've only seen Eric maybe once. Eric and somebody else used to come on there. I hardly see anymore. Mark, every now and then I see him. It's because they're not sending out notifications, too. Out on the West Coast, Robert says he almost never got any of my notifications. So I had to go into a comment he left and try to leave him a comment saying I'm doing a live stream. I mean, that's crazy. Let me switch this off again. Let's see. That's even worse like that. I'm looking up in the sky. I don't see any Aurora Borealis, any flashing lights, whatever you call it, northern lights. But it doesn't mean it ain't going to happen tonight. YouTube promotes the, what's it? Dumbest channel. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what's ironic as hell? And, I ain't going to say it. I just thought, it's not ironic. It's kind of unfair that they pick and choose who will win and lose, basically. You can't do it on your own merit. Like, you can't. Sometimes you can. Sometimes, you're all right that way. But here's for instance. I happen to know there's someone that does videos, gets buku, thousands upon thousands of views and everything else, because she's not shadow banned. And some of what she's doing, I have done, and I did all right, but nowhere near, not comparing. But it's not just that. There's another channel, same deal. What's it say? Yes, Red Dawn, my granddaughter made a cat video on my account. It got over 600 views, right? Channels like people doing what's the cinnamon channel? Is that where they try to eat a bunch of cinnamon? That can cause you to choke and get it in your lungs and die, probably. That was the other thing they had. Wasn't very long ago they had them eating Tide Pods. Remember that shit? Yeah. And that's the fucked up thing. The Chinese or somebody, the elites are laughing their balls off, sitting there. What else can we put out here and put it trending? See how many idiots will do this. Oh, I got to charge the phone again. Oh, but anyway, to the thing I was just talking about. What the hell is that on this? Oh, okay. Is that there's a channel. I don't know if you guys know. I think everybody must know her. She's freaking channels doing unbelievable numbers. Her name's Croc Gal, and she dances and does lip syncing. Now, I did dumb shit on YouTube with, music and whatnot, and, she's doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and so was I. And I don't hardly do that anymore, but randomly I'll put some music on there, something I like, or do a video. But the point being is it doesn't make any sense. She's getting like thousands of subscribers, and you could say, well, she's following a certain thing, doing a certain thing. No, it's shadow banning some people, and that's what I believe. But here's the deal. So today I made a video just out of just threw a bunch of stuff that was just pictures that were in my archive. I'd shit ton of pictures. I said, I'm just going to put it to some kind of music. And I looked at this one video earlier. I heard this song. Supposedly, the guy says, share this sound bite. You'll get 100,000 views. I did it. I didn't get no 100,000. I think I might have got 500 or something. The point being is, he said he used it twice and he got that. Huge. It's bullshit. They're basically lying. It's like they're picking and choosing who's going to succeed. I'm guessing. Yeah, Croc Girl, CROC Girl, or Croc Gal, I think. Her and her husband have a channel. It's always she's always doing. She does like the other day. She did like an Elvis Presley thing, and she's good. She dances around and stuff. But it's every day doing the same thing, different song. And I was doing pretty much the same shit. I'm not knocking her. And she's actually pretty good. But after a while, you're wondering, how is she still scoring so high? Is it somebody that works at YouTube but related to her or something? I don't know. But again, it is what it is. What's that? TikTok said to get more views, I need to change my content. Yeah, well, you know what? That's because, well, you just answered the question. If you're not pushing their agenda, whatever they want, to do, the woke shit, I guess, then you're not going to succeed. You know what I mean? If it's politically correct in their eyes, maybe you'll start doing better. Random stuff. It made it down from Tulsa last night. Thank you there. Thanks. Appreciate you, Doc. Thanks for doing that. Oh, wait a minute. I saw that. What? I'm lost there, Doc. What are you saying? It made it far down from Tulsa last night. What? Storms or something? You know what? I wonder if they took one of your comments down or something there. Did you ever notice that too? You're reading the comments and you're wondering what somebody's talking about. It's because someone else got deleted or responding. Like certain people can see certain comments and others are blind to them because that's the way YouTube wants. Again, I go back to what I was saying earlier. It's all about cutting us off from one another because in union there's strength, and they want to keep everybody feeling alone in the world and disconnected, and Big Daddy government's going to save you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry your little brain about it. Just let them tell you what to do. That's what I feel is going on in the world. In everything. And I mean, I'm talking about videos on YouTube and as well as political shit. It all seems like it's going in the same direction to me. What's that say? Bono did not expect this to... Oh, yeah. Did you see the guy from YouTube, Bono? He said something really screwed up the other day about Trump or something. And he's getting torn up right now. I forget what it was, but... U2, the band got too political, too into all the, they're almost like communists now or whatever, woke. What's it say? TikTok says, oh yeah, it could pay money to promote my videos. There's people saying they won't pay a dime. Yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? How many people have you known or heard about monetized and then 2 weeks later they're not? They're gone, Every time someone gets, not every time, but a lot of people get monetized, and shortly thereafter, it seems like they're not monetized anymore. Any of you guys notice that? Or is it just me saying that? Did it freeze up? Or can you guys hear me? Let me see something here. What's that? Yeah, it's 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. What's that there, Doc? Does that... See, I'm missing half the conversation there. It's 1,000 subs. I got been stuck on 947 for weeks to monetize. Yeah, they won't let me. I get like 2 or 3 more subs, and then somehow they disappear. It's rolling right along. All of a sudden, I'm getting close to being monetized, and they don't want to, do that. Okay, cool. You can hear me then. What's that? Happens all the time about people getting monetized and then getting, gets taken away quickly. I guess at 5x5. Cool. You hear me? Good. Yeah, that they want to be the only ones, I guess, that makes money. Well, that's not true. There are people on YouTube making money, evidently. Yeah, but I wonder if they're selling their soul to do that. You know what I mean? Because there's some people, the one dude, Mr. Beast, and some of the other YouTube people that are like way up there, you're wondering, I wonder if they're really making the kind of money, and maybe they are, but it's almost like they did sell their soul. Starkey Farm is not getting her YouTube money. They owe her $30,000. I think she has been exposing DEI and and she's damn good too. Starkey Farm. She does a lot of research and stuff. She's real good. I didn't know that. That's crazy. But you know what? She ain't selling out though. She's still probably speaking her mind, and Oh man, I just found out a girl I worked with for 10 years passed away today. Crazy how much of an impact some people... Yeah, exactly, dude. That's sad. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, you know why? You say it sounds better over in that... Doc's over there in Preacher Pale Rider channel. He says it sounds better because they're destroying the other channel. I'm getting too close. I mean, everything right now, if you come over here, the videos looks like I'm in a smoke-filled car again. And I know the light's right over me. Maybe if I put it over there, it's still the quality is shit compared to the other one. The other one's crystal clear. Yet, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Legends and Tales Josie Wales channel over here, it's a newer phone, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I have to blame that on the powers that be over on YouTube. Might literally, I don't know if they have the ability to make something look better. I think they do. I think there's actually a thing when you put out a video. There's they can AI it, kind of like artificial intelligent. Well, they have that on there, but sometimes there's some kind of button you can push. Like I used to do videos, shorts, and I noticed like the raw first copy of it when I did it, it looked all right, but they had a way to enhance it. I can't remember what it's called, like a button you hit. Man, I can't even think of what it's called, but it looks better. It's like I'm totally lost on what the word is. Yeah, that sucks that she ain't getting paid for that. And now, they'll probably, she keeps trying to go after it, they'll probably try to find a reason to knock her off the platform. Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Doc. How you been doing? Your leg all better now? There you go. Good deal. Hey, what's up? Who's that? Our guy? How you doing? Where you from, dude? I'm still looking. I'm in my car right now, by the way, and I'm looking out at the sky. It's getting dark out. I don't see any northern lights. It's supposed to be some major... Well, wait a minute. Almost lost it. Some major solar storms or magnetic interference going on that's going to cause northern lights, but I don't see it. Here, I'll show you guys. There's outdoors. Sky looks the same. I was kind of hoping I'd see so. It might be late tonight that starts, or maybe we don't see it at all. I don't know. Everybody kept talking about it. Jailbreak Overlander. Let's just do these 5 things, or you will. I couldn't see it. Richie from Boston got a new video up. Oh, you'll regret it. Wonder what he's talking about there. He had a good video on the other night, Richie. He's interesting. He does a lot of research, too. Might not agree with every single thing he's done, but he's pretty good. %. What's it say? Looking for a northern... Yeah, nothing's happening. Oh, Philippines. Where? Anywhere near Quezon City? I think I'm pronouncing that right. I had literally had an adopted family over there. I'd sent money to years ago and helped them out. About 20 years ago, I guess it was. Lost touch with them. Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. I'm concerned about what happened earlier today in, let me get this out of the way. In Russia, man, that's some serious shit. They blew up half the Russian bombers, which is, I guess it's a good thing if it stops them from, that up there, stops them from using them against Ukraine, because I don't really want to go through a nuclear war. I don't know about you guys, but nobody wins a nuclear war. We're all screwed. All it takes is one to launch a nuke, and we're done, you know? I'm going to take this thing off here. It's a distraction when I'm driving, seeing the thing going back and forth. Are you... Doc, do you know how to speak Filipino? By chance? I'm seeing you put something on there. I'm not sure. My father was over in the Philippines during World War II for a while. Their ship was based out there at one point. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Well, now I can see it. How do you say Tamsak? That means hello? Alright. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything going on out in the sky tonight here yet. Again, it might be really early in the morning or late at night that you start seeing it. Or maybe we won't see anything. Maybe it'll just fry us. Big old fireball come off the sun and hit us. Yeah, the Philippines. Oh yeah, what's that? Yeah, my dad was in the Navy, World War II. He was on. I think at the time it would have been. He was on the USS Marino, but don't quote me on that. He was on two ships. One got sunk, the Patrick J. Hurley, down in near Aruba, torpedoed by German. I guess they called them wolf packs. It was only one sub, but the U-boats would come in close to America and pick off our merchant marines, all our supply ships and everything else, and sink them. And they tried to get my dad. They did get my dad's ship. However, they torpedoed them, and they had a run and gun battle after that for a few hours. They're chasing it. It took a hit. It was a tanker, the Patrick J. Hurley. And it was leaking oil everywhere, and he was still trying. He was a gunner's mate. And he was trying to fire down. Him and some of his, I guess, people that worked with him were trying to fire down on the sub. Unfortunately, the ship started doing one of these jobs. It was taking on water, and eventually they had to jump off the ship. It was on fire. Well, the light made it as far down to Tulsa last night. Oh, that's what you were talking about. I was wondering what you're saying. Northern Lights got down to Tulsa. Yeah, I thought I heard you could almost see it in Florida area, somewhere down there tonight. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, he literally, the ship was sinking, and they were trying to outrun this thing because they couldn't really get at it, and it chased them and hit them again, and they started going down. He had an abandoned ship. Everybody jumped in, and he said when he hit the water, it was fire because the oil was spreading out. It was lit on fire, and he went down in, and when he came back up, he had to go like this to try to push the oil to get air, and then go back under, and he had to swim. There was a boat that someone had been lowering off the side of the ship as it was going down, so he swam to that. And what's this? How you doing, Kendall? He will receive blessings from the Lord and righteousness from God for his salvation, such as the generation women of those who seek him, who seek the face of the God of Jacob. I always say, seek ye first the kingdom of God. That's in the Bible. It's the truth, man. Once you start, if you stop focusing on all your problems and you just keep looking for God in everything, I think it tends to, the problem ends up disappearing, because God's like that. That didn't make much sense, but what I'm saying is many a times I've been in distress with major shit going on in my life, and as soon as I get my head out of my ass and stop thinking about my problem and start focusing on God, it tends to, God alleviates it. That's basically what I'm trying to say, if you understand what I'm saying. What's it saying? Yeah, it was, according to my dad, it was scary as hell when he got, and they were on a life raft for like 7, I don't know if it was 7 or 11 days. There was one life raft that was out front towing the boat as they were getting away from the ship, and that one was a bigger boat and had compass and some supplies, and it had a sail. So they literally said, "Hey, fellas, we're going to cut the rope, go off ahead. We'll send you help." And my dad's like, "Oh, they basically just killed us." We're in the middle of, they were like 800 miles out from Aruba. They were bringing fuel oil over to England for the RAF, the Royal Air Force, and when they got torpedoed. And so they're way away out in the middle of the ocean. And luckily, my dad's boat, when they were in the raft, or in the, whatever we call it, yeah, I guess a raft, they cut them loose. And the one with the compass and the sail and all that, they were out lost for 21 days. My dad's, I think, was, I can't remember if it was 7 or 11. For some reason, them two numbers I think there was 11 people on the little boat, and it was out for 7 days, or it could have been the opposite. I'll have to go find that out again. And the only way I can do that is start hunting around. My older brother might know. But anyway, they luckily drifted into trade lanes where the ships would come from different countries for uh, uh, basically freighter ships would come to deliver down in South America and up in New York, whatever. They luckily the tide or whatever, the water brought them into an area where a Swedish ship had picked them up, rescued them, and then they got taken up to New York Harbor. And the weird thing is, my dad. This is crazy too. My dad had gotten a wristwatch for his birthday from his mother, and it was so freaking hot that everybody was sleeping up on the deck at night. They're in the Caribbean, and they're basically in their underwear. You know, it was roasting hot down there. And he unfortunately left that watch on a post. I guess he had hammocks or something. He had it hooked up, so he never got that. He lost that. That went down with the ship, and he got out of that. And years later, this is the weird thing that freaks me out, is he had a cheap Indiglo watch when he was dying of cancer, and he died on my mom's birthday. My mom died a year before, and at midnight he passed on my mom's birthday. But the weird thing was, he was in and out. He had prostate cancer for years, and the weird thing is that he kept looking at the watch, coming in and out of consciousness because he had a morphine drip for the cancer, and he was timing it. I'd swear up and down that's what's going on. And he did. He died at midnight. I had already gone home. My sisters were still around his bed, and we knew he was going to go sooner or later. He passed away, and my sister Donna told me that he had sort of a smile on his face, like he was going to see my mom, who literally died the year before. And this is the weird thing. Later on, like I guess it was about 8 years later, my sister Donna died on my father's birthday. Crazy shit, you know? Weird. Yeah, cancer's a bitch, man. But yeah, Kendall, you're right, man. Basically, we need to pay more attention to God, especially when we're in hard times. Yeah. Yeah, like she was around, my sister was around the bed when my dad died. And it was weird that first he died on my mom's birthday at midnight. And like I said, she said, I think my other sister told me that my dad sort of had a smile on his face as he was gone. Like maybe he saw my mom or something. I mean, he loved my mom with all his heart. So he wasn't about to hang around for much longer, I don't think. Yo, what's up, Will? How you doing? Good to see you, dude. By the way, Kendall, thank you for your comment. If you can, throw me a thumbs up and subscribe. It'd be awesome. Who's that? Oh, there you go, Will. So how you been, Will? Ain't seen you for a little while. Oh, I was talking about my father in the Navy back in World War II. I tell this story often. I think because I heard about it. Well, actually, my dad didn't share much. You'll notice that a lot of veterans don't talk a lot about stuff. But as a kid, I'd keep asking him, and there was times at the dinner table, he'd be telling me different stories about things. He'd start and he'd have to stop. He'd break down in tears, and some of the things he saw were horrible. One thing, he saw a guy get cut in half by a tow line from a cable because he was on a fleet tug at this time. This is years later, or a year or two later, near the end of the war, and the tow line snapped and swung around, cut a guy right in half. Two parts of the guy lying on the ship deck, and then another time he said I think during the attack when they got sunk, he was running to the guns to help shoot at the thing, and he kicked what he thought was just a helmet. It was a helmet with a head in it. So I mean, he must have saw god awful shit. And most what's that? Is Fred still here? How you? I need. Oh, that's Tammy. I saw you say hi, Tammy. I thought it said hi, Fred. My eyesight's going really bad, dude. It's getting harder and harder to see. Anyway, yeah. So, a lot of times, like I said, veterans don't like to talk about that. But as a kid, I kept asking and asking and asking. And probably cruel to do it. And you don't notice that. I was actually proud of my father, and thought it was cool. Little did I know that war is not cool at all, because Hollywood makes it look that way. You know what I mean? When you're a kid, you think all kinds of crazy shit. Your dad was in Vietnam. Then he probably knows exactly what I'm saying, because Vietnam was horrible. I think Vietnam was worse probably than World War II on soldiers, because that's when they started using helicopter warfare, where they would literally hit a village, go to another village. It hit like 5 villages and murder all the people in the village and stuff. And they never had time to process what they just did. They were told to go, wipe this village out, as if they were not dealing with human beings. They're killing people. And eventually, that's why there was so much post-traumatic stress and shit. It fucked their head up. They never had 5 seconds to think about what they were doing and trying to rationalize and get their head back on straight. They were going from one village to the next, just slaughtering people. Exactly, dude. And I just kept pushing it, and little by little over the years, you hear, "Hey, who's that? Hey, Zachariah Bowen, how you doing? What do you think about?" Wait a minute, let me bring this over here. My eyesight's going bad here. And there's somebody else on here. What's that? The Million Philon. Hey, how you from Poland? Thank you, appreciate you, brother. May God bless you too. Jesus is my savior, bro. Zachariah Bowen, what do you think about people in other religions that are devout to different gods? Can they be saved? You know what? I know one thing. I can guarantee you I don't have an answer for that, because I'm not God. I think it's up to God. Well, actually, wait a minute. Let me back up for a minute. Personally, I believe that there's only one way to heaven. That's just my belief. But I'm not going to sit back and judge anybody. And that one way, in my opinion, is through Jesus Christ giving up his life on the cross for all of us. The problem is we sit there and over pick that stuff apart, and I don't know if it's doing anything but inflaming more and more people. There's too much religious hatred going on all sides. I'm not standing up or sitting down on any of these comments. I'm just saying I don't like to get in the middle of that. I'll tell you what I believe, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you believe is this or that, or I don't want to get into all that. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. And it's also, I'll tell you another thing. I will say what I believe, and you can choose to do what you want. It's called freedom, and that's what I believe. We should all have the freedom of religion, freedom of everything. What's that say over here? Yeah, your dad was nuts. Well, because he went through Vietnam, Tammy. And you know that. I mean, we were talking about that before. The shit that they could not process, like I said, it was out of control. We're literally going. If you ever saw Apocalypse Now, I think it is, where they're riding in on helicopters and destroying villages, and even the music they put to it, it looked kind of cool looking, But in reality, there was nothing cool about that. That's Hollywood glorifying something evil. War is evil at the end of the day. Wait a minute. Can they be saved? About to answer your question, I'm jumping around a lot. I got 2 live streams going here. Show you the other one. Again, I think it's up to God. I can't give you an answer on that. I know what I believe, and I stick to it. And we're supposed to spread the gospel, and I try to. But, at the end of the day, I'm a human being, and I'm going to make mistakes and say things wrong. But people want to pick you apart when you take one side or the other, and I don't like to get in the middle of all that. What's this say, Tammy? Oh, all the army drugs too. Yeah, during Vietnam, exactly. Vietnam, they were doing drugs probably to try to alleviate the guilt they were feeling, as well as just forget where they were at and shit and getting high and everything. They they needed to be medicated after the shit that they were doing. It was horrific. Can you imagine? And years later, people were trying to sleep, and you hear them have post-traumatic stress, wake up in a cold sweat, nightmares. That shit must have messed their head up hard. Fucked up. And I feel bad that our government didn't do enough for them. That, let's face it, the veterans get left out in the cold all the damn time. I mean, during that J6 thing, or right after that, there was they brought in National Guard. These were just National Guard people. They weren't necessarily veterans from. No, they're veterans, but not like old timers, because they did this to the old timers too. They literally had the National Guard sleeping in the parking lot, not in the parking lot, in the garages they had, instead of like. Meanwhile, they had protesters or something were in fancy hotels. Or do you remember hearing about this? I think it was during J6. But then also, again, up in New York, they had people that jumped across the border, migrants, whatever you want to call them, were getting 5-star hotels and shit. You know what I mean? And our veterans are sleeping out in the street. There's something wrong with our priorities. It's crazy. What's that say? Veterans Day, Gay Pride Month. Veterans Day, Gay Pride Month. I heard they're doing away with Pride Month. Am I incorrect? Somebody was saying something about that today, I thought. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Sinuses are starting to drain finally. I had sinus headache like you couldn't believe earlier. Yeah. Trump wrote a bill. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Why? This is one thing I didn't understand back several months ago, or probably actually more like a year or two back now, when all the Black Lives Matter thing happened. If you said, white lives matter or all lives matter too, they're ready to beat you to death. I mean, come on. In reality, all lives do matter. And it, again, I said this earlier, go back and listen to the video. There's powers that be in our country and around the world, elites, that want to divide and conquer, cause as much hatred towards one another, so we kill off each other. So as long as they got that going, we're going to be losing if we keep playing into it. Division is, what's it say, fabricated, meaning they make it. Yeah, I mean, most people probably don't have time to hate on somebody because they're different color or whatever, their gender or religion, because they're too busy struggling to survive in this world, to pay their bills and get along and raise a family, because the fucking elites got us set up so you have to work 2 and 3 jobs and you can't spend any time with your family. You're too busy doing all that, and then basically you're raising latchkey kids because you're at work all the time. See, they're ripping apart the family unit and have been for decades. That's right. Jesus did die for us. Die for all. All. You're right. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. What's it say? My friend is 60 years retired Navy. Just got a call putting him on notice. He might be called to active duty. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? 60 years. Man, oh man. And they're calling, well, that's because it's the end, man. They're getting ready to, World War III's happening. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. You know what's funny that you say that? I call everyone brother. I'd be, hey, brother, what's up? What's up, brother? And I remember during that Black Lives Matter thing, I said that to someone who was actually black, and they took offense to it. You know what? We got to stop the hatred. We are all brothers. The skin color doesn't mean shit. Can you imagine this? Think about this for a minute. That people will waste their time hating somebody because God decided to make this person this color or that color. What the hell's the difference? It's a human being at the end of the day. It's craziness. And again, this is the enemy doing this to us. Divide and conquer. The real enemy is the devil. And he's getting in there and causing division. And it is fabricated from people who have money and power, and that's all they care about. Don't give a shit about humanity or anything else. They're self-centered, and, that's where it's coming from. Useless arguments, right? Yeah, well. Yeah, time's getting really, things are happening faster and faster, too. Look at around the world. There's so many hot spots of things happening. I don't think we got much longer to go. You know what? Hang on 1 second. I got to put this thing down. It's starting to hurt my arm holding it. That there. Let's see how much battery I got on this thing. 13%. Shit. Just lost the other one. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Disconnected for a second. Let me put this back up here for a minute. It's starting to hurt my arm holding it like that. Yeah, I got 13% on that battery. I'll plug it back in a minute. That's right. Our souls are the same. The sooner we all recognize that, the better. Exactly. Maybe that's one of the things we're being tested on down here, because that's what Earth is, basically, a testing ground. To see if we're worthy of heaven. That's what I think. We get so caught up in what the world's telling us, we never stop to think of what God already told us a long time ago in the Bible. We're too busy, follow the leader kind of crap, Whatever they tell you, and whatever's trending, that's what you got to do now. Now, you got to think for yourself. That's what you got to do. And think from your heart, too. That's where discernment comes from. Because our brain's nothing more than a computer, and it gets programmed. In other words, it's basically, we're basically being brainwashed continuously through our phones, TV, everything else. It's a war for our minds and our souls. But what I was trying to say, I'm getting too deep here because I forgot what I was about to say a minute ago. Wait a minute. I'm trying to read the comments, but it was something I was about to say, and I just lost it. I forget what's this. Kenny Brewer, how you doing? The Bible says our hearts are desperately wicked. Our hearts are desperately wicked. I don't know if that's interpreted. Well, here's the deal. I think that's where God talks to you through your heart, not your brain. I think your brain's more likely to be wicked. You see what I'm saying? What's that? Hey, welcome back, Air Money. It's a spiritual war. You're right there, Tammy. By the way, I don't know if some people hopping on right now. Just to let you know, there's 2 live streams going on, which you probably saw me just holding the 2 phones there. One is Legends and Tales of Josie Wales, and the other one is Preacher Pale Rider. If you guys can subscribe and like, thumbs up, all that good stuff, be awesome. Let me see if I got how much battery I got on these two while I'm here. I know I only got 13% there. This one's all right for a while. There's almost 28% there. Yeah. Only left for 10 minutes. Had to make a quick dinner. That's cool. What did you have for your dinner? Anything decent? I had Chinese food myself. First time in a while, I went out and got something. I've been basically hardly spending a damn dime. I don't have it to spend right now. And it's getting kind of boring in life, you know. Things aren't as, what's this say? Hello from South Dakota. Is that where you're from there? How you doing, Kenny Brower? Thank you for stopping by. If you could, hit me with a thumbs up and a subscribe. It'd be awesome. Gene Schweiss. Am I saying your name right? How much longer? 1 year, 3 years? Clarity. Are you talking about before all this is over and done? It says no man will know. It's in God's time. But man, I'll tell you the truth. If that's what you're talking about, I'm wore out. I'm running out of steam, bro. I want to get out of here. I've had enough. It's just everything in the world seems really hard to cope with anymore. If anybody else noticing that? Doesn't it seem like everything's just so damn crazy? Wait a minute. Let me see over here. Are you still working for the... Yeah, I am, Will. But we're out of town. The baseball team's out of town right now. That's the problem with working at that stadium. I work at Frawley Stadium. It's Blue Rocks minor league team. And once they're gone, we get time off. And I've been doing a lot of door dashing right now. Still waiting to hear from... I applied at DuPont Country Club. They said, yeah, by the end of the month, we'll let you know. 2 interviews. I thought everything was going well. Haven't heard anything. I think I might have asked for too much money. There was another person that interviewed too, so I don't know. Maybe that one's lost that job and start hunting around for another one. Which is, I enjoy listening to someone preaching on social media that's not a millionaire or using faith as a... Yeah, exactly. I that does make me sick to my stomach too. People come on there and they want money and everything, and they're selling God. You know what I mean, in a sense. And you know what? Here's one thing that bothers me. Wait a minute. Dinner sounds very Mexican. What exactly did you put up there? I didn't see it. Yeah, exactly. It's been getting hard. Oh, there you go. Yeah, chorizo. Nah, look, I cook for a living. I like using chorizo in some of my food. A burrito, yeah. That's... And you know what? Food's food. Doesn't matter what nationality. You know, I like Italian food, Chinese food. Like I said tonight, I had Chinese there. What's this say? Hello from India. How you doing? Do you like Taylor? No, I don't really care for Taylor Swift. Again, that's somebody that's pushing an agenda that she's bought and sold. Yeah, basically, she, again, an influencer. Actually, that's the whole thing. They're trying to control our minds, the way we think about things, by putting these popular people in front of us. Basically, it's idol worship. It's right in the Bible not to, but that's what people end up doing. I said it the other day on a video. We're staring, and right now I'm staring into a phone. The phone almost becomes an idol to us, a false idol. You know, we don't even realize it. So even if, oh, I don't do any of these things that they're saying, and we do kind of. We're tricked into it. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, that sounds good there, Money. What's this say? Do I play Minecraft? No. I've played some video games in my life, but not Minecraft. What's this? You know what's weird about the name of that? And I just thought about mine. Sounds like mind. craft. So it's like witchcraft on your mind. A lot of those games are even programmed to program you in a sense. TV movies. So I don't know if you know about predictive programming and all that stuff. This is all stuff that's messing with our minds, and we don't even know it on a subconscious level. You know, it's crazy, but it's real. Dang, Indy, you got reach. I think food is the world's language. Yeah, it's right. No matter where you go, eating with people brings you exactly, and that's the thing. Community and stuff. But again, they're trying to put us in 15-minute cities and all this other stuff. This is the group of friends you're allowed to have. You can't go over here and do over there. And if you notice on my live stream, I had a lot of people back in the day. They're just unsubscribing, but they're saying I'll run into them somewhere, and they're like, "How come you're not on YouTube anymore?" And no, they got unsubscribed, and it's unfair what's happening. A lot of channels are saying that, and basically, it's like they're isolating and making small groups of people all over. They don't want us together. They don't want us to unite. We could take back the world and make it fair, if we were able to, not be divided and conquered. Because that's what's happening. Hand-tossed pizza there. Tammy, is that what you made tonight? Wow, hand-tossed pizza sounds good. Yeah, like I said, I had Chinese food. First time in a while that I actually ate out anything. No, that's not true. I eat out every day, but it's like because I do DoorDash. This whole week I've been DoorDashing, basically riding food to everybody else. So you get hungry. And I stop at the Wawa near me and get a hoagie, a small hoagie, mostly vegetables, but Italian hoagie with cucumber on it as well. Trying to lose weight, and basically it's better than eating. Half the stuff you can go and buy now to eat is so full of chemicals over here. But you go over to England and it's a whole different thing. They don't, in a lot of countries, don't allow American products in there because our stuff's so inundated with chemicals and stuff. They're killing us slow with all kinds of preservatives and crap we don't need in our food. Yeah, brick ovens are great, by the way, Tammy. Yeah. What do we got over here? Yeah, appreciate all the likes and stuff. Mid-rare ribeye. There we go. Yep. Yep. Yeah, you know what? I like mid-rare ribeye as well. I don't like to put anything on it, man. Just salt and pepper. I'm good to go. Used to do was it? That was actually a strip steak. We had steak Neptune. We had crab imperial on top, baked on it at the end there, and hit it with the hollandaise. That was a big seller. Again, I didn't need that. I'll eat my crab imperial separate and the steak, on the side. It's all good to me. That's another thing. They're trying to take what we like, our foods, away from us. Like saying, oh, there's an egg shortage. There's this, there's that. Cows are having diseases. And you know what? They don't want us to have anything because they can no longer, they have everything in the world, so nothing feels good to them anymore. The only enjoyment they seem to get is out of, and when I'm saying they, I'm talking about the elites, is to watch us suffer, because they have no more joy in their life because they got everything handed to them and given to them. Or, I'm not saying that they didn't work for stuff. They're just jaded. They don't have the same kind of feeling that somebody that don't have anything has. I think somebody that doesn't have, a lot of times, a lot closer to what was that? Just said you're live on there. A lot closer spiritually to God when you have less. Yeah, it's true. DoorDash does open my eyes up to a lot of different types of restaurants out there I would never tried. And starting to see them, I might start going to them. Yes, you're right there. That's a good way to say it. They don't know what joy is. They seem to be in misery for all the money and power they got. It's never enough. I think it's a trick of the devil to make you keep chasing after power and money. You can't take a penny of that with you. If you could, there would be nothing under those all those Tutankhamun, the pharaohs, and all them guys under the pyramids that had all their treasure in there. It's still there. If it wasn't stolen, they didn't take a damn little bit of that with them. Okay. So the only thing that's valuable is what John Lennon said. You don't take nothing with you but your soul. John and Yoko, the Ballad of John and Yoko. I know you like that reference there, Doc. You're a Beatles fan, right? It's the truth. You can't take anything with you. You know what you might be able to take with you? Your memories, the good memories that you have here. Your family, memory of whatever your happy thoughts are. Where are you from anyway? Money can't buy happiness. Are you East Coast, West Coast? Are you in America by chance? That's right, Tammy. Don't let anyone steal your joy. Hey Jude, that's another one. But Ballad of John and Yoko was the one I was talking about. Here we go. There's more of a chance of a camel going through. Yeah, eye of a needle than a rich man going to kingdom of heaven. Yeah, exactly. It's right in the Bible there. Newsom wants to pay immigrants $2,500 to put down payments on houses. Yeah, but they won't do anything for a veteran that's out living in the street, like I was saying. What the hell's going on that we forget our own people? There's nothing wrong with helping somebody else, but charity begins at home. If you can't take care of your own family and the people around you, how are you going to be inviting people in, and people around you are starving or losing everything as well? And there's nothing wrong with helping people. Priorities, right? You're up in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Cool. It's a YouTuber up that way. I don't know if you know her. Spirit in the Sky Blue. She's always doing live streams. It's neat. She's been all around through Michigan and stuff, videotaping stuff around where she lives. And I'm always watching her live streams. No sauce, olive oil, garlic. You're living on the edge. It's Los Angeles. Oh, you're from Los Angeles. There you go. Yeah. Oh, you said that earlier. I think I might have asked you that. You said it was hot. Was it like 95 degrees when you first came on? Trying to keep an eye on the battery on these things so they don't run out. Yeah, yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, can we go over to their country and reap the benefits that their citizens worked for? You know what I'm saying? Why doesn't that work both ways? It's the same thing with the tariffs. Every country's been tariffing the hell out of us for years. Is it so wrong for us to try to get some of that money back or stop all that tariff shit? I think, and I might not, I might be wrong, but I think if countries started to, ease up on their tariffs, maybe Trump would start doing the same. Hopefully. Right now, my hand's going tingling and shit. I was holding this phone. I got the wire. It's getting juice from there. I tell you, I feel the electricity a lot of times through the phones. Does any of you guys ever experience that? You know what I'm talking about? Like you can literally feel like you're getting electrocuted a little bit by the phone. What's this say? You're born and raised in Hawaii, but I had to adapt to winter here. That must have been a heck of a shock. You guys have nothing but great weather out there. Everybody's welcome in this country, but come the right way. Exactly. That's the way the country was set up. Just come in the right way. Mina Guadalupe. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by my live stream. What's that there, Tammy? Touching a coffee maker a few minutes. Wait a minute. Can you see me now? Or can you hear me, Tammy? 5x5? No. It didn't die. Can you hear me, Tammy? Hey, Doc. If you're on the channel over there, can you jump over to Josie Wales and see if you can... I don't know if it's gone... It didn't die on me, but it looks like they can't hear me over there. Tammy said something about the wheel. Oh, she's... yeah, no, you can't hear me over there, Tammy? I mean, I still got power in the phone there. Okay, cool. It's looping. Right now it is. I don't know how... Wait a minute, let me see if I can do something about that. I don't know whether it's still doing it. I probably said something in there they weren't happy with it, so they interrupted the live stream. Or maybe it was just because it's low on battery. Money, can you hear me over there? Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Will, did the phone go? Did it freeze up or something? Because I still see you guys on. It's still working. Go to the Petra Pale Rider. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe jump over to the other channel. There's something wrong with Legends. Told you they don't like this channel. This one gets beat up all the time. Uh, it's charging right now. Tammy, can you hear me at all? Are you over in Legends channel? I got 18% on the battery still. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Wait a minute. It's buffering. Alright, you know what? I'm wondering if I ought to kill this one and just go with the one channel then. Let me see if I can. Money, can you hear me over there? Yeah, I think this chat. I think it's probably frozen again. I'm gonna wait a minute. Let me see something. Trying to find out if. I think I'm gonna kill this one off over here. Let's see. 57 views on that. There's the stats on it. So I just let that charge. And what do we got over here? Oh, there you go. There you go. So everybody got over on that one. Let me make sure this one's charged. Wait a minute. I don't know if it's going to charge. Okay, it's charging now. Well, it was for a second. Got 20% battery left. I didn't even know you jumped over to this channel quick enough. The other one, there was only, I think it was only Money that was on there, and she's over here now. Let me see something. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Technology ain't making anything easier in the long run. I'm telling you what, this AI shit, it's kind of concerning. I think that we're in for a world of hurt. This thing's going to be, it's going to be like a science fiction movie. It's going to be ratting you out to the powers of it. It's going to be doing shit you're never even thinking of yet. You know? I don't trust AI at all. Exactly. It's not making anything easier or better in the long run. It's basically taking the humanity out of everything too. When your boss is now a robot, it'll be far easier for them to just mass firings and get rid of people. No conscience. You know, they'll be able to do all kinds of shit, you know. Because a robot doesn't have a conscience. That's right, bro. Thanks for stopping by, Zachariah. Thank you. I hope you subscribed and I'll see you again on here, hopefully. Exactly. Yeah, they're pushing to credit cards, and then it's going to go to a chip in your hand. And right now, they're getting us used to having the phone in our hand and scanning the phone and everything else. They're slowly bringing us to becoming an Android. That's why they call the phone an Android and an iPhone marked behind the eye. You know what I mean? Over the eye, and the iPhone and the Android. It sounds like and the Apple. It's all biblical. It's all been told to us. Exactly. They can't control the cash, really. That gives us too much freedom. They want to be able to take your money away at the blink of an eye if you don't go along with what they say. And they can do that electronically. They can't do it with cash. You can have cash squirreled away, hidden in a wall safe, and they can't do a damn thing about it unless they come and raid your house and take it. Good night there, Zachariah. Exactly. Exactly. You know what? It might be a blessing. Where I'm looking at it. And they were actually saying this solar flare or whatever the hell's supposed to be hitting tonight could possibly blow out the internet for a little while, maybe permanently, but they didn't seem to be saying that. They were saying it could affect technology, all our power lines and I guess computers and whatnot, all our banking system, so they can come back online with this freaking digital money later on. What's that, Doc? Hey, by the way, thanks everybody. I see I got 13 thumbs up there and 13 people in there. Supposed to be doing something good tonight. Exactly. Yeah, if they take that money as power, and they know that you can, you don't need them. But once they take everything away, like the money and everything, that you got to rely on them. You're screwed. That's why they hate the Amish. Well, not necessarily hate them, but they're trying to interrupt their lifestyle because they live without they're off grid. They don't have electric in their house. A lot of them are still following the Amish way. Some of them might now because some of them are changing up, but they're also going after them about like what was it, raw milk and other things that they sell. Again, because they have no stranglehold on that community. They need power. They need to control us. Yeah, you can sing a song, Tyler. What song are you singing? You're not Steven Tyler, are you? I can't stand Steven Tyler. Okay. Yeah, we were talking a minute ago about how money is like what they're trying to take away from us. They're going to give us digital money. It's invisible money. A flip of a switch, you're done. Thank you. Appreciate you, Tyler. If they can wipe your money out, you're done. Yeah. What's the new joke? Turn off the electric. You know what? I'm actually looking at it like this. So I got to leave here. I think it's August 27th. My lease runs out. Right. What What happens if the whole world goes plunged into darkness? Is anybody going to be here to kick me out if I stayed an extra day, or you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. Everything will stop on a dime. You won't even be able to go into the store and buy anything. It'll break down to the point where people get hungry and they'll start trying to barter and everything because stores won't have nothing. I don't think people thought it through yet. Some people have, but they're going to be in such a shock. They're thinking, well, I'm prepped to the nines and this and that. But once they take all that power away and everything else, and everything that was in their refrigeration units only got so long, they're gone. That's gone. And then you're going to have roving bands of people that didn't prep, but they managed to have guns and stuff. They might go kick in people's doors and try to steal their supplies. It'll be like The Walking Dead or one of them shows where people are just out to survive at all costs. You know? And you already see them looting stores now. Wait till people start getting hungry. And it's not just wanting a big screen TV. When they're looking for a fucking lousy ham sandwich and they're throwing a cinder block through the fucking window, hoping that they could, of a deli, hoping there's still some meat or some food in there. It's going to get crazy, dude. Chinese couple in the bed, women in bed. The husband whispers in the wife's ear for a 69. The wife says, hey, do you want broccoli and beef right now? Yeah, exactly. That's funny because I had Chinese food tonight, and I think I had number 69 on that. Actually, I had, what the hell did I have? I had chicken chow mein and egg drop soup, and what's the other one? Zoning on it. Oh, wonton soup. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what? I think Trump just did something so they can't touch your overtime taxes. Didn't that just happen? Wasn't he just saying that overtime won't be taxed? You know what the thing is? They're changing these laws because they know it's all about to get wiped out. I think anything they do now is moot point. It doesn't mean shit because once they blow out the power grid, everything changes. All the laws that they're writing in are going to be out the window. It'll be, you know, king of the jungle, or what do you call that? Law of the jungle. People will be just having to survive. They'll do whatever it needs to be. Yeah, that's pretty good, Doc. I have to remember that one. Well, that's because you're paying attention, and it's important right now for young people to realize, man, you can be as cool as you want, but cool ain't going to save your life. So now's the time to listen to these old farts like myself who are trying to give you some knowledge of things that they might have lived through in their lives and not think all the old people are dumb idiots and not pay attention. Pay attention now because it may save your life. People passing down bits and pieces of wisdom might make it a little easier if we do go into a blackout situation where you literally got to learn a whole new way of life, because that's basically what'll happen. But a lot of the stuff that you can, if you tap in the old people's minds, listening to them, they've been around. It's just a matter of experience. Doesn't mean they're smart or anything else. Yep. Yeah, that's a good thing to learn right now is wild edibles. Or, try to learn it now while you still can access computers and books and stuff. Because if everything goes to hell and you're out there in the woods trying to survive, it's like playing Russian roulette if you don't know something about what you're eating. The first thing I would do is try to get educated on, if something happens where you're literally stuck out in the wilderness or whatever, survival techniques as best you can. Nah, you know what, dude? I can't have you on here. I mean, there's shit being said on here that's bad language and stuff, and I don't appreciate you, but I can't. I didn't know you were that young. Uh, it's too young. Sorry, dude. Yeah, yeah. He said he was like in seventh grade. Yeah, I didn't know that. I just don't want kids on there because that's the next thing. They'll come after your channel if you say anything or someone on your channel says something. You get a strike and be thrown off there. Nah, dude, I just can't. I don't take don't take it the wrong way. I don't know what to tell you. I just don't want to. Someone says something, and next thing you know, YouTube's already took one of my channels in the very beginning for medical misinformation, is what I believe they said. Now, I also had a copyright strike one time. I don't need any more strikes if I can. Actually, more than once. Not the copyright, but for medical misinformation and other shit. I don't want any more different kinds of strikes because they'll take me right off there. It's like, yeah, I get it, but I don't. Yeah, yeah. They might not do nothing to you, but I don't know what they'll do to the channel. If I'm over here and people are cussing and saying stuff, I, you know what I mean? I don't know. Are they going to take? Because they actually have something in there about age appropriate. What do you call it? Basically, your audience. They don't want minors in there. If and some of the shit that gets said on here is what's that? I don't want to ban you. I mean, you seem cool and everything, but I just don't want something come of this. As a matter of fact, anyway, I'm getting ready to shut down the live stream anyway. Um, I've been on for 2.5 hours, and I got to get up. I got to go to work tomorrow morning. Actually, DoorDash, and then the next day I got to work at the stadium again. I'm going back in for that. So I'm off of here. See you guys later. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and hit me with a thumbs up on the way out.